Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. Only one I say. Let him lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah, me I pray. Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. Only one I say. Let him lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah, me I pray. Let I be me instead of playing games. For chasing fame, let somebody sweat the lack of flames. No, living my life to the fullest and shout out my halala to the fullest. Let my lungs out. I'm still rising up to greater heights as long as I'm
All right, what's up, great people? How we doing there in the Unscripted Voices community? We are here again, Team Awesome Book Club, and we have some great chapters to read to you today. Someone that you may know, a very high-speed actor and speaker of our time who has been played on many shows and movies, and he shared his story within this book right here, right behind me. Yes, and the one in my hand, this book right here, that we had the opportunity to be studying on here today. So we are going. This is live from my Facebook page. So my friends, you're getting a sneak peek in what inspired that Effie McCoy has given us the opportunity to be part of in the Unscripted Voice. So if you want to be part of that group, which is a private group for speakers, make sure you reach out to my boy, Effie McCoy, and also become a member of the Unscripted Voices. This may not continue on after this week, so you are getting some freebies, okay? Everybody, you are getting some freebies as we speak for what we do in our private group. If you want to be part of the group, make sure you reach out to Effie McCoy and his team, and he will direct you on the right path on the go. So the book that we are reading is Persistence, Pivots, and Game Changers, Turning Challenges into Opportunities. This has been a book created and done by the visionary Kyle Wilson, a mentor that I have just learned from so much when it comes down to creating book clubs, in a sense of creating co-authors and being able to be part of that experience and to be part of a new life. He was actually the first book that I decided to do a co-author of, and it has been one of the greatest experiences that I have ever had. So it was just an opportunity that God laid in my heart to be able, or lay in my path, and I seized the opportunity. You know, we have to seize opportunity, and that's what persistence and pivoting is all about. It's all about seizing the opportunity. So I just want to just lay down the foundation, right, real, so that everyone understands what's going on and what we are doing here. So, Real, do you have anything to say to our millions and millions of fans and the members of the Unscripted Voices?
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Coach Tion. I'm excited. I'm really thrilled to be here and being part of the book club for unscripted voices. Hoo to Ify for putting such, oh, to me, this is a motivation, really. Like I've mentioned that I am not a bookworm, but I'm a good writer. So this has just encouraged me to open page by page by page by page, going over that book. And today we are doing Glenn Moshoa and I believe Dr. Nguyen. But these two chapters really, to me, they are more like memoirs, but it also has an inspiration within the memoirs. So I'm
Yes,
excited. I am excited to be here. Thank you.
yes. So let's go ahead and get started on the first one. Let me bring out my notes. I took some notes and I highlight some high points that was really big to me, and I can't wait to hear your thoughts and what you found that was very powerful to you. So let's start with the actor. Many of you know him, Glenn Moshower. Yes, yes, this man. Yes. Let me get a picture of him so that you can know who this guy is. Yes, he is a big deal, right? That guy. You know who he is. He played on 24, right? And so it was just an honor to be part of a book with him. And now we're able to actually analyze his chapter in his book, talking about acting, speaking, teaching, and impacting others. So one of the main thing that the chapter, well, part that really jumped out at me was he said, no matter what we feeling about something, we determine our future by our reactions to it. And I was like, wow. Wow, that is so true. Because it's all about action and reaction in life. And it got me to thinking on, and I was in Florida, visiting in Florida for a reflection time and goal setting. And I ordered my breakfast through my app from my phone. And it was 30 minutes to say, I looked on the app and said it was ready. I went to the location and there was a long line. Some people was actually coming out of the door because the line was so long. I was like, what's going on here? And I know that I already had my order ready. So I went into the pickup line and I just saw the waiter just running all over the place. They had a counter full of food that still needed to come out and go on the tables. I was like, oh my God, what's going on here? So I said, okay, my food is ready. So I'm good. So I went to to the cash register. I was like, hey, here's my order. This is what I put in. It says that it's ready. I'm just here to pick it up because I already paid for it. And guess what? It wasn't ready. Wow. And I'm like, are you serious right now? But my reaction was different. In my head, I was like, wow, this is crazy. But what I did was I put it in the perspective of them. They were short-staffed. They had a lot of people, high demands. The restaurant was full, booked, and more people were still trying to come in. And you had just a little bit of people trying to do all the work, a lot of work. So I put it in that perspective, and I just kept calm. And I was like, hey, well, what can we do? And she said, well, we can go ahead and pay it in now. I said, okay, thank you. And then she was like, we don't have this anymore. So you can't get this. You got to call the people that you set up with to change. I was like, so what about this? How about we just substitute? She said, that's a great idea. Yeah, I'm just here to help you out. I know they got a lot going on. I just wanted to support y'all. And hey, it's okay. I'll wait. And I waited patiently. And while I was reading, guess what? I was reading a book. I was reading the Power Talk book at that time while I was waiting. I was like, well, hey, I got nothing to do. And I grabbed my stuff, and my stuff came out just like that. She had a smile on her face when she gave it to me. So I was happy because at first she had a frown. But after I was done just by my reaction to the situation was very bad. I made someone smile. And guess what? That's what we got to do each and every day. We got to just be keen to our awareness of our actions and reaction, because it does matter. So when he said that reminded me of that. I was like, wow, man, this is huge. Yeah. What about you?
Oh, and then patience pays off at the end. So, like what stood out the most, I'm like, dude, this man, he has a rich profile, an actor who has appeared in over like 250 films. I was like, what? And looking at his age, I think he mentioned that he was 63 years old or something. So I'm like,
Yeah.
no, when did he start acting then? Like, if it's just like that. What stood out
Yeah.
the most to me, really, it was, I think his subtitle, it said, become a masterful processor. Okay, let me just read here. He said, in life, it's not what happens to us that determines our fate, but rather how we process what happens to us. Wow, wow. You know, like in real life, it can be hard to think of our destiny as being separate from our fate. If we become accustomed to letting it lead our path. You know, a lot of people look at life with, with that kind of attitude. What will be, that kind of attitude. But if you think about it as something you have control over it, you can make deliberate actions to create your own desired destiny. So this paragraph on its own, it really stood out to me, because this means being true to yourself and not being passive or only maybe following other people's opinions, because I truly believe that remaining authentic is the best way to determine not just any destiny, but the one that's meant for you. So fate, it presents us with the opportunities to create it. All we have to do is to decide what we want in our destiny. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. And I'm glad you said that you put that out with the control of your own self, because if you can't control yourself, then you're just giving yourself away for other people to control you, or your circumstance to control you. And you don't want that, because then you become a victim, right? And you become a prisoner in that. So if you want to be set free, you have to gain your power back. And that's what I really gained from his story that he shared through the time because he was. I don't want to share the story because I want you to grab the book and read it yourself. But he had a chance to really blow up and because he had the right, but he decided not to, and because he didn't, because he responded the way how he responded, it opened up the door for greater opportunities for him in the future, right? So it's like it helps me to realize that whenever something comes my way that's a hard time, or something that I know that is not right, to still just be in it, be positive about it, because there may be an opportunity right around the corner if I'm able to pass this test. That's what it is. It's a test. And it just, I don't know, man. It makes me more aware of those opportunities. And I'm becoming more aware just by reading this, and then just knowing that you have to be in control of your attitude, in control of your actions and reactions. Man, it's amazing.
Yeah, he also mentioned that when life happens, he asked the question, when life happens, are you processing in a beneficial way, or are you processing in self-destructive way?
Yeah, I highlight that one down too. I was like, yeah, that's good right there.
Yeah. Like, honestly, the world that we live in, Tion, this world that we live in is a chaotic place. People get tossed, turned, and dragged down paths they may not want to walk into. Not all of them are healthy, but those that feel out of control of themselves and their lives may engage in self-destructive behavior as a means to feel like though they have control. So when he asked that question, I was like, oh my God, am I doing that? And like, how do I react if I'm under pressure? If things doesn't go my way, am I that person? Am I the self-destructive person? Oh my God. Yeah.
It makes you really think, right? Like, wow. That question was just like, oh man, let me think about my past. Let me see, did I ever do that before? I probably did. Right? It is crazy, but his stuff was like, it was real good. He said, someone said, Dr. Wayne Dyer said this: when we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change. And I
Yeah.
was like, yes, that's it. That's it. That's it. It almost goes with Gandhi. Be the change you wish to see in the world, right?
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
we always want to say, someone need to do this. Someone need to change this. This need to happen. Well, guess what? That person that needs to do that is you. Because I have fallen into that trap before in the past where I said, someone need to do this. Someone need to change this. Someone need to do something about this. But at the whole time, when we say that out loud, that is the spirit, the universe telling us to take action. So most of us, when we say that, because I know I have done it, that I say it and don't do nothing, don't take no action at all. But now I'm at the point now where if I catch myself thinking that or saying that, now I'm looking at, okay, so how can we solve this? How can we change this? What can I do to make a difference? And that's what I'm saying. When we change the way how we look at things, the things we look at change, right?
And that's our perception, really. That's our perception, because when we look at it from a different perspective, all of a sudden the thing changes. But it's not like it's changing, but it's the effect on us that is changing.
Exactly. That's it. It's helping us to grow, right? It's helping us to grow and become better. And that's the important part, right? For us. I mean, life is a forever growing process. So every day we learn something, everything we grow, everything we become better, if we are in that place of growth. When we're not in that place of growth, it's like every day seems to be the same, right? We just a zombie in the world. And I say that freely because I was there. I had a lot of veils over my eyes, and I was always just roaming with the crowd, right? Hey, everybody doing it, I'm gonna do it too. Let's go, right? Until those veils came off my eyes, and I realized, what am I doing? You don't want to follow the majority. You want to be different. You want to create a new path of greatness that God has placed in you. And when I decided to do that, what Dr. Wayne Dyer said, start looking at it in a different way, from a different perspective. That's when my life changed, to be honest. When I changed my perspective. Because it was always me. It was always, I'm the victim. It's your fault why I'm doing what I'm doing. It's not my fault. Right? But when I changed that, that's when my life truly changed.
Changes. Yeah. And he asked a question. He was like, who are you? You're someone who gets things done. Who else are you? You're someone who improves circumstances by simply being nearby. Obviously, like not everyone wants to be a success at work, so it won't apply. This won't apply to them really, and not everyone is willing to work maybe one a little bit more than they can get away from with. So it won't apply to them too. But if you want to be successful, or you want progress in your life, or you want to do your best, then this applies to you. I was reading a quote by James Lovell. He said, there are people who make things happen. There are people who watch things happen. And there are people who wonder what happened. But to be successful, you need to be a person who makes things happen. I love that because it kind of aligned with his chapter as well.
That's a good stuff. Man, I'm looking at what else that really jumped out at me, because he had some good stuff, man. I was like, wow.
He did.
Yeah, this was a good one. If you want to improve the individual, improve their humanity first and foremost. Don't even talk to them about career matters until they are in line, alive, empowered, and grateful. And when someone starts their day with gratitude, that's where it all begins. I was like, oh man, that's some coaching tips right there, right?
Yeah.
Because I know we have coaches out there that just want to just say, hey, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. That's not true coaching. That's mentoring in a sense, but it's not coaching. Coaching is helping people to think through their problems by asking the right questions and being able to really dig deep in what's in line with them, not with your agenda, but what's in line with their agenda, their life, that what empowers them, what are they grateful for? And when you are able to help them to realize that, that's when they change. Like as a coach, a real coach, you don't give advice in a sense. When you work with someone one-on-one, you just ask them questions so that they can be able to find their real self within themselves. And once they become aware of that, you can literally look in their eyes and see the light bulb goes off. Like you literally can see it. And I enjoy it because that's what I do. I ask the right questions to help people to really dig deep. And when they see it, they're like, oh man, wow.
Yeah.
Because you just gotta ask the right question. And when you ask the right questions, man, things happen. So when he said that, I was like, yes, that is so true. That is so true. Don't even talk about career or what's the goals to go next to. No, let's dig deep in the person first and check on them, make sure that they're okay. Yeah.
Like to really study their current situation without them even opening their mouth. Like, okay, this is my whole situation. Study the current situation, identify limiting beliefs before you even provide a solution.
Yep.
That's being a coach to me. That's being a coach to study the current situation. But it's so funny because like when you say that, I am like recalling the next chapter now. I'm like recalling her dad, Dr. Nguyen, when she mentioned how her dad will be helping people, the homeless, feed them until they are back on their feet. I'm like, that's, we need more of these people in this world, really. Even if like I'm struggling financially, I'm not giving out from my overflow. I'm giving out from what I have right now, but I'm making a difference.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I'm glad that's a good way to segue into Hui Ngui, Dr. Hui Ngui. It's trailer to Triumph.
Yeah.
Living a life with purpose. And man, she has a story. Yeah. When I was reading this, I was like, what?
Yeah.
What?
But I think you're also on financial freedom, are you? Yeah, you're also on financial freedom, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
So it's like, oh man. So we're gonna start here. So the first thing is her story was escaping Vietnam for the American dream. Everyone say America is the American dream, right? Everything is here. Everything you want is right here that you need. You just gotta just want it bad enough and go after it, right? The American dream.
What is the American dream? Because
exactly.
Canada, what kind of American? I was it's just a belief. It's just a belief that anyone, regardless of where you were born or what class you were born into, you can attain your own version of success in a society. So that's an American dream to me, really.
Yeah. So it's like her whole family came from South Vietnam, and they fled in 1978, leaving everything behind in hopes for a better life in America, in the country, in a new country. So that was her background. And when she came over, she was an alien. What they would say, and the Bible talks about how you supposed to treat aliens, right? Which is really anyone that's foreign from your country. You're supposed to treat them with dignity and respect and love. But what do we see in this world? We don't see that, right? But let's get off that. Let's come back. That's a totally different subject right there. Totally different subject. But at the age of 12. She had a gun point at her head, and because she was staying in the projects, and at a 12 years old having a gun being pointed at their head, and I had to think about that for a minute. I'm like, wow, it's interesting to me because at 12 years old, that's my story where I got shot by a BB bullet in my mouth that could have killed me, 1 centimeter away from death. So when I saw that age, it reminded me of my own experience. not as extreme as her life, but I was there. I mean, and I was like, wow. And I'm not going to share the whole story of that because that's in the Power Talk book. So you want to hear about that BB Bullet story, purchase that book. I'm not going to give that away. But
no, I didn't have it. I got it. I got it. Yeah, I got it. I got it. Hold on. Let me see the layout.
But it reminded me of that. I was like, so I kind of understand where she was coming from in a sense of, because it does some trauma to you. And it put fear in your heart in a sense when it comes around to weapons and guns and stuff like that. But that was just one thing that she had to deal with, right? But then one day she sat by her father that was laying in the chair, relaxing, sleeping, and just thanking him for the good heart he has. He always been helping the homeless and doing good stuff in the community, even though they were still trying to struggle and find ways on how to take care of the family and pay bills. They still live a life of giving back to the community. Yeah. I was like, that's powerful. But then later on that day, she got the terrible news of her father died. Yeah. I'm like, wow, that is something to deal with. But it goes on to where her life changed and the great stuff that she started doing. Yeah. When she found love of her life, right?
Yeah. I'm like, see, only quality people now together.
Yeah. So do you have anything to share before I want to go too far into it?
Yeah, what stood out the most to me was the father really was helping these homeless because what he did, the father actually inspired all of them. He inspired all of them. You know, like people who inspire us, like to be better people, they are not weak to begin with. They are not scared and they are not stuck. They are very bold and have the courage to push through their fears and take a stand on what they believe in. So these inspirers, they have faced great odds and challenges, and they've turned their mess into messages, really, to help others overcome their challenges too. Yeah. So I consider like the father like a warrior, a courageous fighter for what he believed in and how he saw himself in this world. Like, I can actually make a difference from nothing, but I can still make a difference. I was really inspired.
Yeah, it was. Someone asked, I'm trying to keep up with the comments too a little bit as well as we go through this. So if there's any questions anyone have, we could be able to answer it. The title of the book is right here. Persistence, Pivots, and Game Changers, Turning Challenges into Opportunities. It's by the founder, the visionary Kyle Wilson. The foreword of the book was done by Brian Tracy. And we have some authors, some actors, some guitarists, some NFL players, NBA, a mixture of different celebrities in this book. So yeah, that's the title of the book right there. And this is what we go into right now. We going into the chapter of Dr. Huey Nagui. Hunter Nagui. I got it right that time. And the title of her book, the title of her story is Trailer to Triumph. And how to dig into your purpose. And that's what she's talking about, living life with purpose. And that's what we're talking about right now as we speak. So when you were talking about the father, I'm trying to come back now. You talk about the father of what he inspired his kids. You know, it got me to thinking about what type of life am I living? I'm just talking about me right now. What type of life am I living? Am I living in a significant life where people can follow me and be inspired to do greater and better things with their life? Or what do people say at my funeral when I'm gone? Like, what would they say about me? What will they take on with them as my legacy from what I have talked to them about or share with them, or the way how I walk, the way how I talk, the way how I carry myself, the way how I act? How can I inspire somebody? That's what that got me thinking about, So it's like, it really allowed me to dig a little bit more deeper into myself. And man, like, I want to make a difference in this world, and I mean, what's how society is and how things going, it makes it difficult in a sense, but we can control our actions. We can control the way how we look at things, and we can control what we allow into our inner gates, right?
Yeah.
So that way we can stay in alignment with our purpose and live it in purpose, as the doctor here is sharing with us through her story, right? So it's like, man, the way how she bring him in and how he led the family and the things that he did for the kids, and he went way and beyond. Even when he was tired or without, he still did.
7 days a week working.
So it's like, man, I want to be like that. You know what I mean? I want to be able to push myself.
Older.
Yeah. So it's like, I mean, it allows you to really just think about yourself and how you can be better, right? Or do better,
She inspired us. She wrote, I think it was a paragraph where she said, you don't need to begin with grand gestures. Even small everyday behaviors can have an impact on others and your own sense of well-being. Really, like I know we have a lot going on in our lives these days. Not to talk about coronavirus. This can see kindness pushed on the other side, really, in favor of what is agent or trending right now. And it can be easy to signal kindness by posting online and following trend, but it can be harder to commit to kindness in our daily words and actions. But you know what? If we can take the time to be kind to other people, really, we can reap the emotional dividends. And it can really make a world of difference, especially for people who are vulnerable and who are struggling. It can make a big difference, really.
Yeah. And that's what I kind of pull from her chapter, is that she's a gentle, kind-hearted person in a sense, right? And I think was it Monday or Tuesday, I did a quick live on a topic, gentle, because it just hit me to talk about it. And we got to be gentle. Gentle not meaning we are weak or timid. Gentle means that we have the ability to control our power, our authority, right? So she seems to be a gentle spirit that knows her power, knows her worth, but she knows how to control it, right? And it just it just got me to be thinking like, what am I doing? Am I gentle? Right? Like, how can I better be gentle? But what do I need to change? What do I need to take away to be able to be that gentleness person that I need to be? Right? So it's very interesting. It's very interesting. On one paragraph they say, don't get too busy making a living, you forget to make a life. That's balance right there, man. You gotta balance yourself, enjoy life. But at the same time, making your priorities the priorities, right? Making sure that you are putting food on the table, you're paying the bills, or you're creating a wealth, a residual income that where you don't have to make decisions based on money, right? But you make a decision because it's your heart, right? That's where I'm aiming for. I'm aiming for that type of life. That life where I don't have to allow money to be the reason why I have to do something or don't do something, right? And I believe that's what we all want to be. I believe that's what we all want to become. That type of wealth, right? Where you can have be at peace, at ease of mind to do things. And that's what when I read that, and it reminds me to, yes, we gotta stop and relax, slow down and speed up, spend time with family, right? Because they are important. They are the priority. right? And make sure that you keep those things in alignment and balance it off. Whereas you're not fully just saying work, 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 and work, 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 work. But where is life? Where is the fun time? Where is the happiness time? Where is the joyful times? Right? You got to add that into your calendar. That's why I'm very keen on putting stuff on my calendar, because that allows me to stay in alignment and allows me to put what's important, and family and church time and spending time with God for me is important. So my Sundays, usually that's my Sunday. In the morning, that's my morning. Like I have a particular time every day where I spend my time with my Holy Spirit, with God, and to prepare myself. And then I wake up, and then it's family, and then it's work, and then it's business, and then it's blah, 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 blah. But make sure we have to pick what's in alignment first, pick the priorities first. And I think that's what stood out with me when I read that, is making sure that I keep my core values in place and I keep my priorities. What's your thoughts?
And you know what? You actually become stronger and more compassionate and more grateful when you strongly believe in your capacity to persevere. Because like you've mentioned that mostly people, they keep on chasing after money. But you know, the most successful people know what it's like to persevere, and personally as well as professionally. And I believe that anyone out there can actually do that. Yeah, what stood out to me the most, let me go. Yeah, she mentioned that English was her third language, and then I'm not going to read the whole paragraph, but what stood out the most, I know myself, English being my second language, and she was teased a lot, and she kept herself, with the exception of a close few friends. She said, I never felt like I fit in. I always felt unfulfilled and like I was not good enough. And you know, really, there are many different kind of reasons people feel empty or unfulfilled in life, and it can range from mild dissatisfaction to a full-blown existential crisis. Regardless of that reason, if you find yourself wanting more out of life, then you know it's time to start a new path, a new direction. Because many people, they really get stuck on the dreaming phase. I call it dreaming phase, on pursuing their dreams. They keep on dreaming, wishing and wanting without actually taking any actions. Because this happens when your goals or when your dreams are too vague. You'll find it difficult to chase after your dreams, to make your dreams a reality. And after all big dreams, they usually take a lot of hard work, time, and commitment for you to achieve those big goals. Yeah, it just stood out to me that she felt like she was really unfulfilled because of what's happening around you, or of maybe she might wanted to maybe to achieve to accomplish ABCD goals, but she was forced to shift from just dreaming into doing, and that's what she did anyways, if you go along the chapter.
That's a good. I'm glad you bring that up, because that was one that kind of stood out to me a little bit as well, when she said she didn't fit in. I was like, wow, I feel that pain.
I've been there, I've done that.
I know how that feels. It sucks. but you were able to get through that. So it's like, it goes with the title of the book, in a sense. You gotta be persistent. You gotta pivot and change some things in order to change the game. And you gotta play the cards that you've been dealt, right? And that's life. Everybody's cards is different, and the way how you play it will determine if you lose or win. I don't know about you, but I don't like losing. I want to win, right? So what can we do to win? I mean, we're going to lose, and you're going to fail. And the great thing I love about that is that we learn from our failures. We learn from our mistakes. We learn from our losses. So that helps me to realize it's okay. Just go with the flow. If it hurts and you're not dead, then you can get back up and you can go again, right? It makes you stronger and you learn something. What do you learn? Now, how can you apply that the next time you go around, right? So we have that mindset. I believe all the authors of this book have that mindset of just getting up and going after it and falling, failing, messing up, making mistakes, but they persist, they pivot, they keep moving forward, and they turn those challenges into the opportunities that they have right now in life. And I believe if we all do that, if we just persist with action, intentional action, man, we all can be successful, you know? And that's why I'm truly, I just thank God because I'm living this right now and I'm living on this momentum that I have because I've been intentional and I've been persistent and I've been pivoting every chance I get when I see something change.
Game changer right there. Game changer right there.
Yeah. I mean, so I'm just thankful, man. I mean, and you gotta be grateful for it. And you just gotta, if anything anyone can get from our book study today is these individuals, they persist on their calling. They find out what their why was, their calling was, and they stuck with it. And they learned some things along the way, and they shared it with us. And if we can apply those lessons, I mean, we can have a better life, right? We can have a better life. I'm just full. I'm full right now. I don't know why, but I'm just full of happiness and gladness and the ability to be able to share this time with you and to have this study with you and to hear your perspective and your insights too, because it's helping me to grow even more. That's why I love book clubs and book studies. And I urge everyone out there to become part of Unscripted Voices, to become part of the book club or create your own book club if you have to. I mean, just iron sharpens iron, man. And you work together in mindsets that has the same purpose in life, in a sense, going in the same direction, man, it helps you to counterpart your actions. It helps you to counterpart your results. It helps you to counterpart your growth. But you gotta do it. You gotta step out in faith and do something about it, right? Don't just sit on your couch or look at us on Facebook Live and you say, I wish I was there. No, become part. Be here. Join us and become part of the family and grow yourself, because we want you to grow too. But the only way you can do that if you step out of your comfort zone and you join us. That's the only way. The only way. But I really enjoyed this. Yeah.
That's what I did. Actually, I was like, let me step out of my comfort zone this year. Let me, like, if I can do it, I believe anyone else out there can really do it. Like I'm telling you, in the house, it's only the kids who read. I'm good in writing. I can write 24/7, no problem. When it comes to reading, I'm like, oh, I'd rather do audiobooks. Oh, and this one wasn't an audiobook. So I'm like, how am I going to read this? Yeah, but yeah, it's good like to get out of your comfort zone and just do it. And just do it. You know what stood out the most to me? Like doctors, they are just making good money. And she was mentioning that as a doctor, they were trained to take care of patients, but they were never ever told of financial literacy and all the benefits of other avenues in investing. And I'm like, I've been to school, I think 12 years. We were never taught personal finance apart from home economics, apart from arts, but I'm like, this is a subject that needs to be introduced to schools, really. This is a skill that should be a must in schools, because having basic personal financial skills is one of the most important things that anyone can do to live a healthy, happy, and secure life. We need to know about this, because your level of understanding around the fundamentals of budgeting, saving, as well as investing, it will impact every part of your life. It should be introduced to schools instead of, I took some other subjects that I don't even know where I took them.
Feel the pain. Oh man, I feel the pain. I feel the pain. You said so much a while ago, and I'm like, oh man, I can't keep up no more. So much good nuggets. Yeah, that was really good. Thank you for sharing that. And thank you for sharing that you step out, because we gotta. That's it. We gotta get comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's it. I mean, there's a lot of things out there that makes us uncomfortable, but we got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Yes. And when you do that, ladies and gentlemen, my friends, watch what happens when you get comfortable with being uncomfortable. All right. Yeah. But I think I really enjoyed this lesson. This time of dissecting and analyzing these 2 chapters. And we're going to be changing some things around with Team Awesomeness. We're going to be looking at new ways on how to go through the book. Because we're not going to be able to go through the whole book because there's so much chapters in it, so much stories. Yeah. So we're going yeah. So we're going to actually do some strategies and pick the big ones that we feel will be very interesting for us to dig into and to help the community, to help the Unscripted Voice community to move forward with your entrepreneurship, with your business building, with your ministry, with whatever you're doing. So we're just going to look at all the authors, pick the best ones, and then go with that. And we probably will talk 2 or 3 at a time. I don't think we can do 4 or 5 because it's so much. So we're probably gonna do 2 or 3 at a time for the next 3 weeks for this book study that we are currently in right now. Okay. All right. Well, any last words on Real? I really enjoyed this time. We'll spend time with you 2 times in a row today, right? With Raising to Greater Heights.
And now we are here.
Yeah, I mean,
the universe loves speed. Like Douglas Coco said, loves speed. You better do it. If you are so determined about achieving something, you just go for it. Go confident in the direction of your dreams. So yeah, it's been such a pleasure really just to be with you on this platform discussing these 2 chapters. I believe next week we'll be back again. Same time, same place. So
same time, same place.
Yeah.
Same back channel.
Yes. Yeah.
Enjoy, everybody. I hope this blessed you. I hope you was inspired, empowered in such a form of fashion. I hope you jump out and join the Unscripted Voices with my boy, Ify McCoy, right? And you become part of a book club. Either this one, the other one, or create one on your own. But reach out to Ify and see what his game plan is and be part of the community, okay? Be part of the Unscripted Voice community because we are moving, we are growing, we are pivoting, and we are becoming game changers. Love you. Take care, everybody. Until next time.
Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. All in one I say. Let them lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah, me I pray. Let them laugh, let them weep, let them yell, let them sing. Only one I say. Let them lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah, me I pray.
Let I be me instead of playing games. For chasing fame, let somebody spread the lack of flames. No,
living my life to the fullest and shout out my halala to the fullest. Let my lungs out. I'm still rising up to greater heights as long as